Beautiful. There's Mr. Fritz coming in. Good to see all your faces. It's been so long. It's like we left each other like 10 minutes ago. Yeah, exactly right. Uh, exactly right. Awesome. Hey, Paige, good to see you on there as well. Paige, Paige, we got to get you jumping over on the Facebook page. Page to the Facebook page. I don't know if you saw that yet, but I'll send you the link. We moved over off of Discord onto Facebook. Um, it's just easier for everybody since everybody's on Facebook. It's hard to get away from us that way. In Discord, you can hide. In Facebook, you cannot. Right? True. Exactly right. You can hide and zoom. She's like, all right, I'll turn my audio. She's like, I just clicked on I'm going to sleep. We're all giving you like a hard time now, Paige. I'm just teasing you. Morning, guys. Morning, morning. We did it. How late did you work last night? Oh my goodness. I raced home. I was in bed by 10. Nice. Good. Good job. That's awesome. Yeah, I woke up this morning at 5:15 and I was like, "Oh man." And then I was like, "No." I just got up, got going. We're using cold plunge shower again. It does it. I'll tell you, man. After 3 minutes of that, you're rocked. I'm like, "Oh, I'm ready to rock." And then I had an extra like 40 minutes to chill. So, it was a good one. Exactly, no pun intended, right? Nice. Yeah, it's a good color. Fritz is gonna steal it. That's his brand, right? Awesome. Awesome. Sure. He has no pants on. We know what's going on. Uh, yeah, right. Very fritzy. Um, all right, guys, we'll get rocking here, get into this. So, we had our meeting last night. It was nice. We got together and, kind of accountability. That's one of the things I want to talk about this week. Just a couple different things, really basically to help us all continue to advance in all of our practices, right? So that everything we're doing we're seeing progress and the progress we're making is enjoyable because too often, we talked about this last night, it's like Jeffrey and I were talking about this, which Jeffrey's not on, he's probably sleeping. But you know, we get these big visions and it's like it's hard first because we're in a place where a lot of times we're stressed. Like maybe we're uncomfortable in life, we're not seeing the results that we want, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in our career, but we get to a place where we feel stagnant. Sometimes that's because we've reached our goals and we don't know what to do now. A lot of times it's because we're unfulfilled by what we're doing. And so then all of a sudden we get the motivation to do something. We get the motivation to create something new. And we become inspired by it and get excited. And we start to build that out. Where's my goal? Where's my vision? Where am I going in 12 months or 24 months? And we start to get excited about it. But the thing is, we very quickly lose sight of being here now. We lose sight of being in the moment, enjoying the journey. And we get so caught up in what we're doing in 30 days. Like I got Breath House coming up at the end of the month. I could easily get caught up in that and let this whole month go by and let it all be just about that moment, just getting that thing, every build thing, building that, being there, doing that. And what we do is we cheat ourselves out of the journey along the way. And again, it's always about how you show up each day, right? It's all the building blocks. If you're going to build a home, you don't put a couple good blocks in and then a couple crappy ones all around the place. Like every single thing you put in there, you want to be the best. That's kind of like every step you take. It's every thought you have. It's yourself each day, how you show up. You want to make sure that you're always putting your best up, showing up at your best. I would say putting a gold brick in the foundation of your future every single day. So it's always a gold brick. It's always something that's the best. And what that does is, again, not only does it get you a better result in the end and get you where you want to go, it keeps you on the track, it keeps you motivated, keeps you inspired, and it keeps you aware of what you need to do to be your best. And you enjoy the journey. And instead of having, 5 really good days in the year, you have 365 really good days in the year. And you have 24 hours of things going the way you want rather than just one or two. And so, a couple things I want to talk about today, just some questions I want to pose to everybody. The intention behind these questions are to help us think about our process, right? Because there's things we know too, like how much is like I've been doing this for so long, 2 decades, and I'll tell you, it always goes back to the basics. I mean, 50% of my work goes back to the basics. When something's off, it's like, not doing my routine. Yeah, I didn't set my goals. I knew I should have used that tool, didn't do that thing. And so it's not to be redundant, it's to be intentional and to make sure we come back to those things. And so these are some really simple questions, but they're not things we typically always ask ourselves. So I'm going to give you these today. And part of the challenge is to ask yourself these and then utilize these each day this week. Maybe use them maybe a couple times each week going on throughout the month and just watch how they keep you focused. And it's going to be much harder to be off track and much harder to become emotional, right? So you're not going to get stressed and look at things and wonder whether you're doing the right thing. You're just going to realize it's part of the process. I mean, one of the biggest challenges, one of the things I'm proud of, it's still a challenge, but one of the things I've started doing really well in the past year or so is when things don't feel right, I don't react to it. Like all of a sudden, a goal's not going the way you want, a plan, whatever you're like. I'm not like, oh, something's off. I'm like, you know what? I've done this quite a few times now. I'm like, it doesn't always feel right. Maybe I should sit back and let it go for a little bit. Let me relax it for an hour. Let me come back to it tomorrow. And all of a sudden, you go, oh yeah, that was just a moment. Because emotions don't dictate reality; they dictate your personal reality, which isn't always what is the case. Okay. So here's our questions for today. Number one, who or what holds you accountable? Now we got together last night and did a meeting. So obviously we're holding each other accountable in that meeting. We get that, but think deeper and beyond that, right? When you're not in a meeting with your friends and with people who are doing all the time, who or what is really holding you accountable? Is it are you coming back to the people that are your accountability partners, your team, and really honoring that relationship and saying, I really want to be accountable because I respect this person and I want to step up to it and I want to be proud of myself? Or are there places where you let yourself off the hook? You're accountable to God. Are you accountable to your family? And with that accountability, does it make you feel inspired and successful, or does it make you feel judged and limited? How is the accountability making you feel? Is it something that is pushing you forward, or is it something that's pressuring you? And just become aware of that and start to understand the relationship and see how you can improve it. With each of these questions, it's not a negative, it is a how can I improve this? How can I make this healthier and more beneficial to the plan that I'm working right now? So, second question is, how committed are you to your current goals and dreams? If we think about it, like, are we 100, are we all in? Do we push all the cards and chips in? Are you giving everything you have to it? Or are you doing it until things go wrong and then you're like, I'm out of this? Do you find yourself saying, I'm going to switch my plan. I'm switching my strategy. I'm switching my goal. Maybe I don't want to do this business. Maybe I'll sell the business. Maybe I don't want to do this business. Maybe I'll take a vacation instead of doing anything, right? Where are you finding yourself stepping out of the plan and maybe giving up sometimes? And it's okay because sometimes we have just moments of frustration and we come back, but recognize what you can do to empower that process so those moments become strengthening moments, not cracks in the base. The next question is, I love this one. If you could change one thing about your dream or about your goals, about your future vision, if you could change one thing about it, what would that be? Like, I'll give you an example for myself. I thought about this morning. I was like sitting writing these up and thinking about them. I was like, what would I challenge myself with, right? Because these are the things I ask myself. And I was like, ooh, I was like, that's a good question. I was like, because something for me, and like I say this all the time, and this is just how I'm built, it's just who I am. I've embraced it now, but I always go big, right? It's like, and I'm like, I was thinking, I was like, it's so funny. Like I talked last night in the meeting, I've got like a calendar of events for the whole year now, like so much that I can't find an hour in the month to talk to a friend on the phone. Right now, I'm like, let me get back to you in a day or two. I'm gonna do my calendar. And we'll find a time to get on the calendar and chat. You know, and that's not a bad thing. I'm inspired. It's not like, but it's funny. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I something about my vision is it's it's full. It's like doing the breath house. I've got events like I'm setting up stuff every single month or every couple of weeks, and in between there's marketing stuff in between it. So it's very busy. It makes me very busy. Fills my calendar. And so it's not that I don't want to live that dream. But one thing I'd change is if I could stretch it out and have the calendar be a little bit different, have more time in there. So what I'm working on myself is where am I finding that time and how am I going to infuse it so that I don't get into this plan and somewhere quickly go, I don't want to do this because I knew at the beginning I was going to need more time. So I'm already paying attention to the thing I would like to change is having more time, having more space. And so look for what it is you would change about that. Would you make it simpler? Would you want to involve more people? Maybe you're working on your own, you'd like to have more of a team, or maybe you have a team and you like to do more on your own. Maybe you're project managing and you'd like to be doing some creative work, right, Fritz? um, but whatever the thing is, ask yourself that question and start to just marinate on it throughout the week. Um, Another one for you. What area of your life are you struggling in most? And how is that affecting your progress and your attitude? Maybe you're off balance. Maybe you're not seeing the growth you want in your career. Maybe you're putting a lot of time and money into growing your business, your career, and you're not seeing the results you want from your team. Maybe you're not getting the buy in. So it's causing you frustration and just carrying over a bad attitude into your personal life. Maybe you've just become depressed and you're not going out and engaging in life. You're just like, when I get done with work, I'm going to go home and collapse. Or maybe it's causing you to not have enough time to work on yourself personally. And so try to look at what area is struggling and how it's affecting you. And then how does what you're doing right now relate to what you've done in the past? So maybe you're doing something right now similar to what you've done in the past. In the past, you did it and learned a lesson. Like maybe you built a company or a business and you went too fast. Maybe you invested too much money. Maybe you didn't listen and look for advisors around you. Maybe you didn't build a strategy, or maybe you had all these tools and resources and you didn't use them. And you learned and said, oh man, I made a mistake. I should have listened to the advice. I should have taken more time and planned. I should have XYZ. Now here you are with an opportunity to do it anew, and you're doing the same thing again. Because it happens, right? We repeat our past patterns. We don't realize, like, oh, I'm doing the same thing again. I'm rushing, I'm forcing, I'm pushing, I'm not trusting, I'm not surrendering, I'm spending money frivolously. I haven't really worked the plan like I should have. I keep telling myself I'm really going to get granular and really know everything about it and just really make sure that it's right. I mean, something I'll tell you guys that I see all the time, and I do this myself, is, this is just honest to God truth. I mean, I've been doing this so long, and nobody's ever said to me I should have gone faster. Ever. Still, it never happens. They even talk about it. It still never comes up. Nobody still ever says I should have gone faster. No one ever wants to rush. We rush ourselves out of stress and anxiety. But going slow, everything in life, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a business, if it is meant to be, it will be there when you take your time. The only thing difference in something that is a time marker, like if you're betting on a football game, you got to get your bet in right now. Yeah, there's a timeline. But if there's not an actual specific set timeline, you are telling yourself things have to go faster. And so a lot of times we rush and then we hurry into things and think like, oh, it's fine. I have to do this. We sell ourselves on it because it makes us feel good. It's a dopamine rush in the moment. But the truth of the matter is when you slow down, you realize like, wow, I could have taken more time. I could have given myself another week. My kind of thing anymore is I push stuff away in a positive way. When it comes to my mind, I feel like it's too much. I go, you know what? It's like kind of a little joke with myself. I'm like, fine, you know what? Instead of thinking about it, I'm gonna set it aside for a week, and now I don't get to think about it for a whole week. It's like, oh, I gotta go crazy. I want to work on my business. No, not for a week. And all that happens is your unconscious mind settles it. You come back to a week, it's still there, and all of a sudden it works clearer and better. So, what can you learn from the past that maybe you're not utilizing yet that you've already learned the lesson from? All right. And the last thing is, where are you making life harder on yourself than it needs to be? Where are you maybe self talk is negative? Maybe you're missing some of your routines. Maybe you're not taking breaks in the day to let your mind kind of catch back up. Maybe you're not sleeping well. Maybe you're not communicating well with your team. Maybe you're not setting your daily goals. Sometimes things become so elementary that we stop doing them. Discipline is a big one, right? So I want you to take these questions this week and answer them for yourselves. Do it in whatever way you want to do it. Every single thing you do is going to be momentum and progress. So don't get stressed and don't get overwhelmed over it. But maybe answer one today, maybe answer two today, maybe answer them all today and recheck them throughout the week. But answer these questions for yourself. And again, it's another juxtaposition that's going to get you focused in and it's going to help you get better results. Okay. Does anybody have any questions on it? Let's open up for a minute and see if anybody has anything particular popped up for them. I saw some faces as I asked several questions. Certain people were, I could see it was your question. They're like, so anybody got anything? Repeat them all. Yeah, sure. Here you go. So, who or what holds you accountable? And is that a positive or negative? Do they make you feel judged or does it make you feel motivated? How committed are you to your current goals or dreams? Or do you find yourself falling short? If you could change one thing about your goal or your dream, what would it be? What area of life are you struggling in most? And how is that affecting you? Like your progress and your attitude? How does what you're doing right now with your goals and dreams, uh, basically repeating pattern, how does what you're doing right now relate to something in the past that you've already learned a lesson, but you're not using that learning? So maybe in the past you did something and said, "Oh man, I got it. Next time I should do it like this," and you're doing it again. Where are you repeating past patterns that are not benefiting you, basically? Um, where are you making life harder on yourself? Right? Uh, right? And that's it. That's the questions. Yeah, for sure. So anybody have a question on that? Have any comments? You gonna go easy on me? Good. I see you, Fritz. I heard a breath. Is that you coming in? Well, that's okay. We'll do listen. We don't. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Why you're doing it, right? Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Fritz. And the other thing is like I always say, kind of like there's the life that we want to live and the life we're actually living, right? Like when we sit down, we do these things in the morning, we get together, we do breath work, we do meditation, you get calm, you breathe, and you get in this space, you go, oh man, this feels incredible. If I could just stay here, I feel so good right there, right now. Then we go, okay, now let's go get to work. And we step out of it and go live this other thing. And I think the challenge is figuring out how to carry that throughout your day and not believing they're two different lives. And it happens, look, it's normal. Everything is always going to be going back and forth between a challenge. But the challenge is that when you become automatic, where your body takes over and habit starts happening, that the habit is building momentum and inspiration the whole time. And that when you don't feel that you're in that flow, in that habit, in that inspiration, it's all happening automatically the way you want, that you're able to step aside and go, yep, got off track. Let me adjust that. and then you actually do it. So the two things are self-detecting when you're not in flow, and then making the discipline to get back into flow. Because it's like any practice in the world, the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. And all of a sudden, it does become more of a reality. But a lot of times, we have an intention for why we're doing something. We start to build a business, we start to build a relationship, whatever the thing is, and then within a couple weeks we're into it, it's no longer enjoyable. We've forgotten why we're doing it, how we want to be doing it. We're not building it the way we want to be building it. It's become work, it's become daunting, it's become stressful. And so the thing is to come back and go, wait a minute, why am I even bothering doing this thing? I'm doing this because of the dream. I'm doing this because I want to enrich my life. I want freedom. I want to be driving RVs and living all over the country, right? I want to be like I want to be like whatever the thing is. I want to be helping people with psychedelics to eradicate anxiety. I know, Josh, we talked about stuff last night. Like, it's since the beginning of our meeting, like, we all have it, right? There's times where we go through this flux where it's super clear, and then we start growing and we start losing. Like, what exactly am I doing? Where's it going? It's not that you're like, what are you doing, but you're so into like, how do I do it, that we forget why we're doing it. And so all of a sudden, forget about the eradication of the big dream and the things you're doing and the therapy and help you're providing. We get caught up in the what's the next step. You got to go back to the why so you become inspired again. Because at the end of the day, it's always about that. Like I joke about the breath house coming up, it's gonna be amazing. And I'm so meticulously putting things together and thinking about it and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm like, you know what? It's not about that. It's not even about me. It's about me getting out of the way and creating a space for people to heal and for people to grow and build a community. So it's you got to be able to keep going back to those spots and remember that the key is being there, right? The key is connecting back to the purpose. So awesome, guys. This is good. So, oh yeah, Josh. Hmm. 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 Right. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Great, man. So true. It's funny. I think I've mentioned this before, but something that I do. Um, to me, it's like when I try to make things as simple as possible because then it's just easy for me to remember to do it. And just really making it like really simple and silly almost. But like I think of myself as all these different people. Each different mindset is a different person. And like I've got them all living in my house with me, right? And so it's like if I wake up and I'm like uninspired or if I'm like a little foggy on something, I'm like, that's not the guy I'm going to give the project to today. I'm like, "Holy cow, I'm never giving that guy the project to work on stuff." I'm like, "You know what? Let's find the Brett that's super passionate right now, the one that's laser focused, and I'm gonna get that guy to do the job." And until he's available, I don't do the job. Sometimes he's not available, but I'm not gonna sit down and do the work as the frustrated version, as the confused version, as the negative version. And we think, "I gotta work, I gotta force myself to work." You don't. You don't wanna do poor work. You don't want to do because the thing is all you do is that's how we get off track. Like, how did I get here? Because if you think about it, we spend I mean, I'd say most of us spend 50% of our time, but it's probably higher than that. Being a version of ourselves we don't want to be. I'm lazy today. I'm anxious today. I'm frustrated today. I'm not clear today. I'm not inspired today. I'm depressed today. I want to do something else today. Like, and that person goes to work. I got to go run my company. So I don't want to be here today. I'm sick of this stuff. I'm frustrated. All I want to do is be laying on the couch. Hey, everybody, I'm here. Let's work. And that guy is not a guy you would hire. But the thing is, we end up paying him all the time to do the work, or they don't get paid, right? But the thing is if you find yourself like, "Ah, man, I'm stuck right now. I'm uninspired. I don't know where I should be going. I'm not really sure what I should be working on, or things don't seem to be going the way I want." Put that guy Give that guy a couple days off and go find the right one, the curious one. Go do something else, like go research something, read something that inspires you, but spend time in the other mindset because you activate a whole other personality, a whole other ideology, a whole other part of your neurology. And all of a sudden you approach things differently. And it's self-detection. It becomes really good at becoming, self-detecting. Like, any day when you're not into it, step back and say, is there another angle I can use to come at it? And if not, don't do it. Maybe the angle is coming in like, oh, let me do something fun and I'll come in as the fun version. If it's not, take the day off and go read something, add value somewhere else. I'm going to read a book that's going to inspire me and give me new ideas. I'm going to call up somebody that's going to hold me accountable and give me good guidance. A good suggestion, man. Good comment. Appreciate that, brother. Nice. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, so proud of her. I was so proud of Jen. Also, Jen last night, I'm proud of her because she went home and took the coaching, and she went home and no TV, no murder, no serial killers before bed last night. No serial killers. Went right to sleep, like a little journaling, right? And she woke up before her alarm. Hallelujah! It already worked. I'm so proud of you, Jen. That's awesome. Uh, yeah. Awesome, guys. All right, so let's do this. So today we're gonna do. I have to look at his name real quick because I forget this name of this. It is physiological sigh breathing. This is a new one, a little bit different. You guys have heard of Andrew Huberman. This is one of his favorites. And why this is good is this is clearing out carbon dioxide. You're kind of pumping it out of like your lungs as you go out. So what it does is it's very relaxing to you, but it's also activating. But you're relieving toxins through your breath. And so it's very good for settling you in and getting you like focused and clear, which it'll be nice for this week. And so it's a little bit different technique than we've done in the past. It's similar to some, but a little different. So this is called again physiological sigh. What's going to happen is we're going to take similar to an alkaline breath. We're going to take a deep breath in through the nose, and then you're going to take a quick sip in through the nose. So it's going to be two inhales and an exhale out the mouth. It's a sigh. So it's going to be a little bit different. So it's going to be like this. The cadence is going to be breathe in. It's going to be like so it's breathe in deep and short breath and out. Breathe in deep and short breath and out. So it's inhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, inhale, exhale. So like boom, boom, chuck, boom, boom, chuck. Like that, okay? So hopefully it's a little bit different. Instead of like, like the other ones like we do like somatic, which is all through the mouth like that. You'll feel the difference. What I like about this one is if you do it right, like you take a big intake, there's like big intake, a little bit of a sip, and then exhale. You very quickly start to feel this kind of move through your body, that kind of like nice lightheadedness. So it'll get you there pretty quick. So we're just going to do this one type of breath work as we go through the day. It's the only one we're going to do. But we're going to do it at a single rate, then we'll do a double, and then we'll do our regular breath holds. So when I tell you to do a breath hold, we'll breathe in, hold it. I'll say exhale and hold. And we'll do an empty tank breath hold. So we blow some air out and hold your breath with the empty tank. Then the next round, we'll just fill it up and do a regular breath hold with all the air held in, full lungs. And if you haven't done breath work before with me, a couple things real quick. Number one, you're totally in charge of this. So I'm going to be guiding you through, challenging you, but you're in charge of this. So at any point in time, just stop if you don't want to do it. If it's uncomfortable, return to normal breathing. Anything you want to do, you can bring yourself back. You're in charge. Another thing is as you go through breath work, the goal of it is to help you improve your health, your mindset, and it does a lot of regulating of your systems. So you can sometimes, if you're new to it, feel lightheaded. You can feel tingling. Your mind might start to say like, "Oh, I can't do this. I need to breathe." It's all just stuff that your body's panicking going through at first that it's not used to it. I'd say lean into that. I call it your edge. You can go so much further than you think, and no one in these morning sessions is going to do anything that is going to, cause you any damage or do anything other than help you have a breakthrough. So trust me, when it starts to happen, the monkey mind, when the things come up, observe them. This is another thing we talked, Josh, we were just talking about with that as well, the observation. It's becoming someone that can step outside yourself and observe yourself in moments. And not just when it's gotten too far, but when you can recognize like, oh, there's a little discomfort. Let me step back and be aware of that, witness it. And that allows you to become really strong at choosing how you want to behave or what you want to experience through that. So again, we're going to do 2 rounds here. And we're going to do the breath. It's going to be a breath in. It's like, so it's breathe in, sip a little more, and exhale. So 2 in through the nose, 1 out the mouth, and I'll count you through it. And at the end of the first round, we will do an empty tank breath hold. At the end of the second round, we will do a full lung breath hold. All right, guys, let's have some fun. Pop over here and get us some good music. All right, if you can't hear this, give me some thumbs down. Fritz, you don't count. I'm just kidding. All right, here we go, guys. Okay, so we're gonna start our breath. It's gonna go in, out, in, out. So in, out, in, out. In, out, in, out, in, out. Good. Keep going. We're gonna go to double time. In, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. On your next inhale, take in your biggest inhale. Sip it up and hold. And exhale and hold empty tank right there. While you're holding your breath, let everything go. Release the temples, the tension. Let your forehead relax. Your jaw, your face is tense. Just notice it and allow it to relax. Let your shoulders drop. Allow your body to feel at ease as your breath cycles through and connects you to the energy, life source around you. Just be at peace. Good. If your mind's starting to tell you need to breathe, just pay attention to it. Challenge yourself to step back and say, do I really need to breathe? You've got more oxygen in you than you understand. You're so much stronger. Just observe it for a moment. And then realize that you're still observing it. And time has passed and you're still able to hold your breath even longer. Good. We're going to take our recovery breath in 3, 2, 1. Good. Go ahead and turn to normal breathing. Nice. Mountaintop breath into the nose, out to the mouth. Just settling back into the room. Getting ready for round 2. In 3, 2, 1. Breath out. Breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe out. So big inhale, little one and out. Breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe out. Good. Getting ready for double time. Breathe out. Breathe out. Boom, boom, chuck. Boom, boom, chuck. Boom, boom, chuck. Boom, boom, chuck. Strong breaths. Keep it strong. Keep it going. Let the diaphragm, just let the air fall out. Boom, boom, chuck. Boom, boom, chuck. Boom, boom, chuck. Strong. Build up all the power, all that life inside of you. And then on your next inhale, take in your biggest breath. Sip it all in. And hold it. This time we're staying with the breath in the lungs. Let everything else fall away. Just keep holding your breath, witnessing what you're feeling, notice what you're thinking, and just step away from it. Imagine you're floating up higher and higher and higher. As you float higher, you become lighter, you become more at peace. Everything you're seeing below keeps shrinking, and the feelings keep shrinking with it. Further away, they're just things you're observing, not things you're engaging with. Thoughts float away, feelings float away. Your body goes to peace. Witness your experience. You have all the time you need when you embrace it. You have all the resources you need when you accept it. You're everything you right now, and you know it. Allow this to be the moment you empower yourself, accepting that those things that are best for you, help you perform at your best, bring you peace and balance you, that inspire you. Good. Keep holding. If you had to let go of your breath and just return to normal breathing, but if you can, keep holding. Got another 10 seconds here. You got this. Nice. We'll take our recovery breath. And 5, 4, Three, two, one. Nice. Return to normal breathing. Now some mountaintop breaths into the nose. Let a sigh exhale out the mouth. Just enjoy that feeling for a moment. Nice. Now I want you to take one more big, deep inhale, taking in all the air around you. Sip in some more and just hold it. Feel all that life force inside of your body. Just hold it for a moment. Just hold on to it. For a moment, imagine just being in a vast empty space of nothingness, just no thoughts, no words, no ideas, just space. Just floating through the calm. And go ahead and exhale. Return to your normal breathing. And take one of your hands and put it on your heart. And give thanks for this beautiful life and this beautiful experience you're living. That you get to wake up each day. You get to show up each day and do things like these morning meditations together. You get to choose where you're eating lunch. You get to choose if you want to take that break or not. You get to choose if you want to even show up at that job or in that relationship that's challenging you. You're still showing up every day. Honor that, respect that, and recognize that you can pivot how you're experiencing it because you're choosing everything. And then I want you to imagine for a moment floating up above your body, floating up in the room you're in, and just seeing yourself as you look down, seeing yourself sitting in your chair or on your bed or wherever you are. Just see yourself sitting there. And at first, send yourself some love. Love that beautiful body, that vessel that is carrying you through this experience called life. Recognize that you may not have been so kind to yourself recently. You may not have really been checking in and saying, God, I love you. Thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you for my mind, my body, my spirit. My God, my legs get up every day and just keep going. My mouth just keeps going. I'm still able to talk. I can use my arms. I've got all these abilities, and sometimes I just overlook them because I get so caught up in all the things I'm doing or that I'm wanting. But love yourself for a moment. Send yourself as much love as you send the things you want and the people in your life. Allow that warmth to wash over you, to protect you, and to say, I promise, starting right now, I make a commitment that I'm going to pay attention to you. You are going to become my priority. I'm going to listen when you tell me things I need to do, like go to bed early or rest, or eat better, or be kinder. I'm going to do those things for you. I'm going to recognize when there's better decisions, when there's better choices, better opportunities, and I'm going to take them. And I'm going to use the tools that we have worked so hard to build. I'm going to use them to create moving forward. And I want you to make that commitment, at least make that commitment for this week, for 7 days. Commit to doing that for yourself. Just see how dramatically your life changes. And then embracing that commitment, float out in your mind. Go out to next week, to Sunday. Beautiful Sunday morning, waking up in bed after 7 days of loving yourself the right way and committing and paying attention and being aware and slowing down and sticking with your routine. No excuses, no BS. Because the BS is just saying it's okay for me to suffer. It's okay for me to not do my best. And it really just, there's no excuse for it. Do your best for you because it's going to give you the best. You're going to feel your best. You're going to make the right decisions. You're going to have the best results in the end. So committing to doing what you have to do to take care of yourself is the priority. When you've done that for 7 days, you've woke up each day and done your routines. You've read the questions we talked about. You've taken the breaks you've needed. You've stepped aside when things are off track and you've went into another mindset and said, you know what, this is not the best version of me. And it's okay. I'm going to step aside and I'm going to come back as the best version of me. And I'm not going to do it until that person's here. And when that person's here, I'm going to kick ass. When you've done that for 7 days and you wake up on Sunday, imagine how that is going to feel. How do you feel right now thinking about that? And let that wash over you. Let that become your new norm. Imagine what you're saying to yourself, the empowering thoughts, the smile you can barely fight back off your face because you feel so good, the energy you have to jump out of the bed and start your day, the gratitude you have in your heart for all you've accomplished and all that you are and all that's around you. And breathe deeply into that for a moment. And then I want you to take something from this vision, whether it's a thought, whether it's a feeling, maybe it's something you're seeing. Maybe it's as simple as the thread on the blanket on your bed, or on your pajamas, or your sweater, or your shirt. But grab a hold of that thing, grab a hold of that totem. I want you to bring that back. That is going to tie you, it's going to connect you to this commitment, to this reality, making these decisions, taking care of yourself as a priority, and it's going to hold that true for the whole week and help you make that the reality, the choice, the frequency you tap into this week. That will be your reality. Hold on to it. Hold it to your heart and allow yourself to float back to now. And as you come back to this moment, holding on to this thread, feeling that commitment, allow your unconscious mind to present to you one or two things that you know have to change this week in order for that to be reality. What are one or two things you know you're going to have to do if that Sunday is going to be the Sunday you step into? And it's a choice. It's a choice again, and we can choose right now. So hold on to this, but take your time and come back to now. Maybe it's patience, maybe it's surrender, maybe it's trust, maybe it's focus, maybe it's kindness, maybe it's self love, maybe it's balance. Bring it with you. When you're ready, come back to the room, back into the now. That will just be one step on the journey to that now. Thank you guys. It was awesome. Good stuff. You're welcome, brother. Yeah. Thanks, man. It's easy to get caught up, right? It's easy to get caught up in life, but it's important to live life, not just be along for the ride. Awesome, guys. Appreciate you all so much. Thank you, brother. Awesome. Awesome. Love you guys always. Aw, thank you, Jen. I appreciate that. This spiritual workout, right? Spiritual mental. Yeah. Spiritual gym. Yeah. That's a great name. We have to make that maybe that's what we have to change this to, spiritual gym, right? Get your workout in. Love that. Yeah, actually, the bended weight thing. That's awesome. Oh, love you guys. Thank you so much for this. I hope you have a fantastic, really fantastic week. And you're all on there, I think. But if you're not on there, hop over, jump on, join the Facebook page. I will make sure I send it to all you guys again. Just have the link because I know everybody's on here right now. I'll send it also for anybody who's watching StreamYard, YouTube, those other things. So I'll just put it in the notes. But thank you guys. If you need anything from me, send me a message. I always love hearing updates and everything. But I'm super stoked. I don't know about you guys. This is our first soul rising meditation for March. I just feel pumped. I'm so ready for this month. I know this month is gonna be incredible. We had an amazing January. We had a really good February, but February, like it's like there's always gonna be like the growth phase. That was kind of like the phase where it's like, oh man, we kicked ass in January, and they got to February, like, okay, now we're struggling a bit, we're challenged. But now I feel like we've earned those muscles, and I'm just ready to crush March. It's gonna be incredible, and I can't wait for Breath House with you guys. So, gonna be so much fun to get to share that kind of experience again. So, thank you guys for always showing up for yourselves for me. Hey, Jedi. uh, I love you guys. Have an awesome week, and remember, as always, extraordinary is only a thought away. Love you guys. See you soon. Bye, guys. And everybody on here, thank you so much again for showing up as well for yourselves today. If you haven't yet and you're looking for information about our events, we do this every Monday. So every Monday, 7 a.m., join me here for another amazing way to start our week out. Love these experiences together. Love the accountability and the inspiration. And definitely go to my website. You can go to any of my things, or whether you're on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and check out what we're doing with Breath House. Again, that is breath-house.com. You can go to any of my websites and find it. At the end of the month, we're doing our live event, which is going to be incredible, 1 day immersive retreat. And super excited to share that with you. So check it out. Hope to see you there and have a fantastic week. Talk to you soon.